Matt, before we dive into the details of the procedure that you went through, just got to ask you right away, how are you feeling at this point, having gone through the procedure, had the stress of midterms, as well as being a varsity football player?
Yeah. 3 weeks out from the donation, I'm feeling really good. Finally feeling fully recovered. And midterms just kind of closed for me, so I'm feeling great with that aspect. And now that I'm feeling fully back in the swing of things, football's going great. So.
Now, the procedure was 3 weeks ago, but this whole process started last spring, from my understanding. What did you go through in the sign-up process? How did you even get involved in this?
Yeah. Last spring there was it's called like a Get Swabbed registry drive, hosted by it's the DKMS organization. They are the donor database for bone marrow transplants across the U.S. and the rest of the world. And there was a drive being hosted here, actually in Houston, and I had a friend who was helping work the event, and she'd asked me, Matt, like, want to come in and get signed up for the process, and it was extremely easy. It was just getting your cheeks swabbed, entering some contact information, and basic health information, and 10 minutes, and that was it, out the door, and didn't really think of it after that.
Yeah, so something you just pushed to the back of your mind, I'm sure, going through your summer workouts, and at the end of the summer, concluding your lifting program, you get a letter in the mail.
Yeah.
As soon as you see that letter, you realize what's probably going to be inside?
Yeah, about a week before coming back for a preseason camp, I get this urgent package in the mail with the red letters across the front, like, please read immediately. And I open it up and I see the logo, the letterhead from the DKMS, and pretty quickly I realized that I think I know what this is about. They might need me to donate. So.
Yeah. When you come to that realization, what's your initial gut reaction?
Initially I was just very surprised. I never really expected. I wasn't even thinking about the registry after the sign up. So just knowing the odds are less than like 1% of ever being matched, and that's throughout your entire lifetime. Getting matched for 4 months was just kind of came as a shock to me. So.
Yeah. Once you received the letter, what was the process that started? Do you have to respond to them pretty quickly and start getting things planned out?
Yeah. After I had received the letter, my coordinator from the DKMS organization had contacted me by phone. And she started explaining the beginning of the process that would lead up to the stem cell donation. And that's where I kind of started to get a understanding of the scope of the process. And I might have to do this in season with football. So
when they were going through the scheduling of the procedure and you found out that it was going to have to be in season, what was it like going to the coaches and bringing this bit of news that, hey, I ended up being on a registry, they need me to donate, and it's going to happen in the next few weeks?
Yeah, when I first told my positional coach, he was really shocked, like surprised that something would come up in season like this. It's just kind of unheard of. No one would.
Yeah, it's kind of out of the blue.
Just kind of totally out of the blue, unexpected. But once I explained everything, they were extremely supportive of my decision, and totally helped me with scheduling and.
Perfect. And the decision to have the surgery on this specific day ended up being the Bates game. Was there a time window of a couple weeks where it could have happened?
Yeah, there was about a 2-week period that would be where the recipient would be best able to receive the stem cell donation, and that fell between the Colby and the Bates game. And it actually worked out that the Bates game would be a better choice. So it was that Thursday. I flew down there.
And you flew down to Georgetown?
Georgetown Hospital.
And were you down there for all of the medical checkups, or were you able to do some of it here in Middletown?
I received injections of this medicine that would prepare me for my donation, and that had started 5 days ahead of time. And I'd actually had a nurse who came to my dorm room
Oh, wow.
And
Getting the star treatment.
Yeah, gave me the shots right there.
Yeah, and once you started that 5-day treatment, what were the effects that you felt in the classroom, on the football field?
Yeah, within about a day after starting the shot schedule, I definitely noticed I started feeling really differently, pretty sluggish, tired, fatigued, just general headaches, bone pain, things. It definitely didn't help with football and classwork. You know, definitely noticing that, you know, I'm feeling different. You know.
And in terms of the classwork, was this something you approached either the dean or professors about and let them know that, hey, I'm going through quite a bit with this donation as well as being an athlete?
I approached my professors of my classes and just said, you know, hey, I'm going to be missing a couple classes, you know, this week. Hope this is okay. I'm just going to get the notes from a friend if that's all right. And they were obviously
pretty supportive of that.
Very supportive. Yeah.
All right, nice. And then you get to the night before surgery. You were still in Middletown.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going through your mind at that point? Concerns, doubts, any fears?
Yeah, the night before the surgery, it was actually a lot of travel. I just left practice and I flew down at around 7 p.m. down to Georgetown. Got all set up in the hotel there, and I started kind of thinking about the whole donation. I was pretty excited. Just let's get it over with, you know, get to the other side of things, and let the recipient, you know,
let them get on the
them get on their path towards recovery. Yeah. So.
Awesome. Then for the surgery, there's a variety they can put you under, or you can be more of in a semi-subconscious
I was
state.
kind of by choice. I was kind of relaxed, you know, by the you know, medically speaking. So they had given me anti-anxiety and morphine and things like that to kind of help me through the 5-hour process of, you know, being locked into, you know, one position.
Yeah. I can imagine. How long did it take before you really started to feel that the fatigue was gone and that you were on the way to being back to you?
It was pretty quick, actually. My blood testing and my counts and the different levels that were analyzed after I donated were in a pretty normal range. So they anticipated a fast recovery for me compared to the usual recovery time of about 3 weeks. So I was actually able to get back into practicing at a pretty high level at about Tuesday.
Wow. And Tuesday, pretty high level. Still feeling a little maybe slower, not quite as quick?
Definitely slow, still feeling hits, still being extremely tired. Just start running like half a lap at the beginning of conditioning and just being gassed and having to walk off to the side and catch my breath.
And wow, going through this process, I know the coaches knew, but did any of the players or anyone else aware? Because it's got to be tough where you're used to performing at a level and then the few weeks beforehand being gassed on some conditioning and maybe not performing as well as they would expect you to.
Yeah. Not everyone had known prior, so if I stepped to the side being gassed, I didn't want to come up with all these excuses or anything like that. Just kind of I didn't really mention it too much. But once it kind of word started getting around, a lot of people would be asking me details about the process and this stuff, explaining all the different complexities of the donation and why I'm doing it and how it was even.
What's the reaction been like from the players, friends, family, people who have heard?
Definitely after the article had come out on the Wesleyan site, people kind of started understanding about the donation, understanding what I did, and everyone was just extremely supportive, and I felt great, knowing that after missing practice, missing the game, that people are just happy that I could have helped someone out, and they're just proud of me for it. So I felt very good.
Yeah, and the recipient, you only have basic details of who it was?
Yeah, it's this male from the Midwest, about mid-30s, who's had some type of blood cancer, and that he was he was at a good point in his treatment to accept the stem cells. So.
And is that something down the line where the two of you will have the possibility of meeting, or at least having a phone conversation?
Yeah, he's allowed to contact me within a year of my donation. So I can hear back actually within a couple of weeks about his health process and how he's recovering, things like that. Because after he has the procedure on his end, it's about a month or so of recovering in and out of the hospital and things like that. For him, yeah.
Is that something that ever is in the back of your mind, or you think about, wondering how the other end of the process is going?
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear back. I'm just kind of excited to see how I'm really hoping it worked out for him.
For him and the best. Yeah. If he does end up choosing to make that contact or make a phone call, what do you imagine that conversation going like?
I really hope that it's just, he's healthy, doing all right, and just, I'm sure he'd be appreciative, but it's not something that I'm not expecting anything really from him. I would understand if the contact wasn't made or anything like that, but I'm just excited to be able to talk with him, see how he's doing, how he is health-wise. So.
And do you think this is something if you're in the database once, is it where you can be matched up again?
I could be matched up again if I had done the traditional bone marrow donation from my hip. That's a one-time throughout your life. But I think with the newer form of the stem cell donation, that's repeatable after, I would imagine, a couple of years or so.
You think that's something you'd be interested in going through again, having known what goes through
I'd be
prior?
a little more prepared for the next one, but I definitely would still do it. I don't anticipate it just for the odds.
Yeah, the odds. I'm shocked when I was reading the article, the odds and the short time period that your name came up. It's pretty remarkable. So, well, Matt, it's been a pleasure. Thank you. It's great to hear about, from your coaches and your perspective as well, the unselfishness and the need and the feeling to help others. So I want to thank you again, and best of luck in your recovery and in your upcoming games.
Thank you.